Hi everyone, it is Marie here from CAN, and I am hoping that we're going to manage to get through this video without anybody telephoning me and without too much noise or anyone coming from the door, because I am at home and I want to make sure I get lots of information out to you today before registrations open tomorrow, 10 a.m. New Zealand time. For those who have been before, it's pretty similar to what you've experienced in the past. So that's fantastic, but I'm just going to run through a few bits and pieces that I think will make your CAN registration so much easier for you. So the biggest thing is preparedness. I put out a newsletter a few weeks ago around preparedness, and I can't hesitate enough or impress enough how important being prepared is. So that means making sure that you have checked out all your classes. Oh, here we go. We're getting a canine visitor now. Making sure that you've checked out all your classes, you know exactly what it is that you want to do, and have first and second choices, because the reality of it is that the class spaces are limited and they do sell out very quickly. However, for the first time ever, I have repeated more classes than I have done before. So Stephen, for example, all of his classes, he's doing 2 different classes, and he's doing them both twice to give you an opportunity. So if you miss out on one stream, you have a second stream to back up. So that preparedness is key. So making sure that in whatever stream that you have, that you make sure that you have got that. You've got different options to get to it. The next thing is also giving yourself enough time. If you're going to be doing classes in stream 1 on a Friday morning, make sure you're getting yourself there in plenty of time. If you're flying, don't fly the morning off. I mean, this is simple stuff, but trust me, it does make a huge difference in the long run. Sorry, one of my dogs has just come right over, and he's parked himself literally right here. So if you see the camera move, it'll be because he's trying to get in on the action. So yes, it's just simple preparedness is key. Take the day off on Friday if you can. It does make a huge difference. It's a lot less stressful for you, and it just means that you're able to actually get there and have more time and enjoy your overall CAN experience. Now, some important things that I have changed this year from previous years. Number 1 is there are now no longer a wait list on any of the classes. Now, that's not to say that I'm not going to be able to sell those classes if they're not completely full. But one of the things that I've discovered on the previous years with the wait list is that's the one area when you go to complete your registration that will make things really, really tricky, and it will drop out and it will create an issue. So what I've gone and done is taken the wait list out for everything. Once a class is sold, it is completely sold. So it will let you know that if you go to checkout and if the class is sold out in the time that you've been doing your registration, which can happen, it will ask you to go back and select another class. So you have that option to do that. With the wait list, it would then put you on a wait list, and then you couldn't pick another class, and it was all getting very messy. So I've taken that wait list out. What I will then do is that if classes become available for whatever reason, people have not been able to attend, they have classes they need to sell, you always make sure that you let me know about that first. And when I go to do my regular updates, which heading into CAN from about 6 weeks out are pretty frequent, I will then put a class list of what is available for sale up at that time. So then if classes do become available, you will have an opportunity to buy them then. And to let you know, last year I only had 5 classes that were available that turned up across the entire event. So these classes are it's not a common occurrence. So that's why I've gotten rid of the wait list. It creates more trouble than it's worth from my perspective and from yours. So it means that when you register, you know whatever you've registered for, you're in, and you can plan. So just be aware of that. The other thing too is in terms of payment. With payment now, it is only Visa, which is Visa debit or Visa credit. However, Visa / MasterCard, either or PayPal. You do not have to be a PayPal member in order to pay by your credit card. However, PayPal is my credit card merchant's supplier. So when you go to checkout, it will ask for your payment. It will go to the PayPal page, and you have two options. You can either check out as a member if you're a member, and then that will debit. However, if you're a member, you'll know what to do. You'll just go through and it will debit whatever card you use or your balance. If you're not a member, don't panic. You just say not a member and you just sign out as a guest, and that will process your credit card payment and you'll be tickety-boo. So that's really, really important. I'm not doing an invoiced option this year for registrations. Two reasons. On advice from my accountant, he has suggested that it's just so much easier from an accounting perspective to keep it all tight. And secondly, I spent a large amount of time chasing payments last year for people. There were a number of you that used the invoice option to be able to give yourself a bit of time to pull some money together, and it just meant that those classes were held up, and to be honest, it's just not fair on everybody. You've had oodles of time to plan. I've had all the pricing out for classes advertised now for more than 6 months, so those are your options. So either a credit or debit, Visa debit card, and or PayPal. If you don't have either of those, you may just want to make an arrangement with somebody who's coming who does have that, and you can make your own private arrangement there. But from my perspective, those are the two ways that you can pay. So do make sure you do that. On the form, you may notice that one of the questions on the form, which is new this year, is country of residence. Strange question, you may ask, Marie. I'm not wanting to know anything for strange or weird purposes, but it is really good for me to know where people are residing from, and I have a large number who are travelling this year from overseas, and it's really good for me to know what those numbers are for future planning for the event, whereas before the information that I was gathering didn't give me that information. I can't necessarily track that from emails or phone numbers. So that's the only reason that that is there, is just purely for my planning purposes. So don't take offence to it. There is no great sinister reason for it being there, just purely so I know who is travelling from overseas and who is not. So that's just that question there. Time, don't rush. Take your time to get that form filled out correctly. Make sure you get all that information in there. Have all your planning done ahead of time. If you're registering for someone else, which you do have the ability to do, complete your registration first. Then once you've completed your form, there are two big buttons that is basically you either have finished your registration you wish to check out, or you can add another person. So that's when you click that button, and then you go through and do their classes and their information, and you can do that for as many people as you like, and then you check out as one large group and one large transaction. So that is brilliant if there's a number of you travelling and only one of you can get access to the registration page. If you're wanting to do classes together as a group, please don't be disappointed if you get split up, because sometimes classes can sell out and people at the beginning can get registered and ones at the end. It's not the end of the world. The event is really, really small. I've got 25% more classes this year. There is so much that you can do, and trust me, if you do get split up, there'll be good friends in there that you'll be able to do classes with, or that person that you're with may be able to repeat that class in another stream. So don't honestly worry about it. We've had experience in previous years where actually people will do other classes and find that they have a whale of a time, make new friends, and have new experiences. So please don't get too panicked with that. If there are issues on the day, particularly within those first few hours, don't rush to the telephone and try and ring me, because I can tell you right now I won't be answering it, and that's just purely because in those first couple of hours I am monitoring the site really, really closely. The team at Little Reggie are incredible. They monitor the site, they know when I open, they keep an eye on everything, and in those first few hours there's not a lot I can do. I need to wait for that initial rush to die down. So if you do have any questions or any queries or anything that you need to ask, or you're concerned about something, or you've stuffed something up, or whatever it may be, just flick me an email at info@knitaugustnights.co.nz, and then I will go through and answer those as my time starts freeing up. The same goes to Facebook. You can Facebook message me as well, but again, I will get to those once my time starts freeing up. So because often what will happen is there will be a glitch or something will be happening, and I will already be onto it and working through it, and it just slows me up if I'm just getting bombarded with loads of phone calls. So just so you're aware of that. Also too, often, sometimes the browsers, people's browsers can be a little bit weird and funky with doing the registration form. I'm using Google Chrome, but just if you find sometimes if it's not working, you may just need to change another browser. I find it works best on desktop or PC browsers or tablet browsers than it does necessarily on your phone. So just be aware of that. So just be careful. And the number one most important thing, which I should have mentioned at the beginning, is to unlock all your classes, you need to click the event registration checkbox. The majority of events you have to have a registration to be able to attend. There are some exceptions, which are the classes at Skeins and the classes at on Sunday. But if you're just attending those classes, you can't actually attend the event itself at the hub at East Pier on Friday and Saturday. You can only go to East Pier on Sunday. So just be aware of that as well. If you want to be a part of the general activities, get goodie bags and all of those sorts of things, early access to trading, you need to make sure you click event registration. For those who have been before, you may have noticed that that price has jumped up. Good reason for that is because I've now included your soiree ticket automatically in that registration. So that means that on the Friday, after classes are brought forward, so then the soiree is at East Pier on the Friday, and there'll be late night or a little bit later night shopping for you as well with the trading, and that soiree will actually go on, so everybody can take part if they wish. So it's really, really important, instead of actually bringing it out to a separate location and having it for a smaller group, I've opened it up absolutely everybody. So if you've got an event registration, you are most welcome to attend. And it will be nice and easy, and literally we will have all of East Pier will be at our disposal, and there will be some nibbles and stuff passing through, and it's just a chance for you to meet everybody, and I can welcome everyone there at the beginning of the event. If you've not been before and you're not really too sure about what to expect, or you're a little bit nervous, don't be. I've had plenty of people who have come on their own and they make new can friends. If you want to get a feel for the event and what it feels like or looks like, if you go to instagram.com/KnitAugustNights, you'll see my Instagram feed. Or if you jump into the search bar and pop hashtag and then Knit August Nights in either 2015, 16 or 17, put those dates in, and you will see everything that people have posted over the event over those years. And it gives you a really, really good idea of the wide diversity of everybody that we have that attend. It is an incredibly diverse from all ages it's everybody. We're open to everybody. And on that, I know that I've had a few that have been very keen for me to publish a code of conduct. I have put just some of my feelings down in the terms and conditions if you wish to read those in the registration. But primarily, my code of conduct is very, very simple, and it's the same as being every other year, and that is courtesy, respect and kindness. That is what I expect of everybody. And we're all grown-ups here, and we all share a love of yarn and crafts. And if you're attending for the first time, that's what you can expect. Courtesy, respect and kindness for everybody. So if you have any questions, just ask me. Flick me an email or drop me a message, and I can certainly talk to you if you're nervous about coming. But if you have a look at those photos, that can just show you very clearly about the diversity of the event, the people that attend, and the practices that we've been putting in place for the event over now 9 years. So it's something that it's very precious to me, and it's something that I look after, and I want to make sure that everybody has a wonderful, positive can experience. And because of that, we will all get on and have a great time, and I expect that everyone will actually conduct themselves in such a way, so I don't want anyone to be concerned. And the theme of the event this year in terms of the classes, when I chose the classes for the submissions and we pulled everything together, and particularly with our tutors, there's a really strong theme in there around colour pushing our boundaries, not being afraid to try something new, expanding our knowledge or breaking out of our paradigms. And I thought that that was really important for our 10 years, because without expanding what it is, or even trying new things, or just taking a leap of faith, how do we grow, and how do we grow in craft? So that's sort of been my overall theme this year. I think Stephen will be incredible at that. He is just larger than life. He is an incredibly experienced tutor, and he is great at just shaking you out of your yarn and fibre paradigms. And with that, you could actually take some of that, those skills onto wider and bigger things. And then, of course, I've got the most incredible group of core tutors that we've had again, plus some other wonderful new tutors who have never tutored before but are bringing some wonderful classes, not only in knitting but also in crochet. So there is plenty and plenty and plenty for you to actually check out and have a look at. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to stop rabbiting on now. So if you have any concerns whatsoever prior to registration, let me know. Other than that, take your time, get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, sit down, have all your bits and pieces prepared, and then just work through the process. It has been beta tested quite thoroughly, the site. It all seems to be working beautifully. So all I have to say is good luck for tomorrow. I hope you get everything that you desire, but don't panic if you don't, because there is so much on offer. I am sure that the CAN experience will be equally as good, if not better, than any other year. So until then, I will talk to you again probably in a couple of days, and we'll see how things go. But good luck, and I hope you get everything